Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is August the 29th, 2019. Strong hand, like this shirt says, baby. Be a unique beast. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Oh, we're going to talk about unique beast. Oh, this is hilarious. Having hype, unconfiscatable, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm offended by selling, but I'm going to tell you about some long-term capital gains information in a second. In motion, 5-digit round. Yeah, best guest in the space, including tomorrow. Ansel Lindner is on tomorrow for the This Week in Bitcoin show. Tune in around this same time, probably a little bit earlier. Yeah, tomorrow starts a holiday weekend in the United States. I'm sure no one is already working right now. You know, Israel's got a pretty big advantage on the U.S. This coming weekend. We go back to work on Sunday. America won't go back to work on Tuesday. Yet people will still complain, oh, there's a conspiracy over there in Israel. Yeah, just work. Pound that like button. Okay, dudes. And I will be back in the United States on September 26th, by the way. So, wow. I've got a month here to go, but there's a lot going on here. And let's start talking about Andreas Antonopoulos has a video out there, and it's at the 17-minute mark, the very end. I was quite inspired because he starts comparing gold and Bitcoin. And if the price of gold went up enough, they would produce more gold. People would blow up mountains to just get a little bit more gold. They'd go into space to mine an asteroid to get gold. If it goes up enough, they will find more gold. Okay, so people say there's a limited supply. Well, if the price is right, they'll get more supply. Okay, now with Bitcoin, price goes up. You can go to an asteroid. You can blow up a mountain. You're not going to get more Bitcoin. You're not going to be able to produce more Bitcoin. Now, this is why there are going to be some people that are going to come up with ideas. Well, maybe we can produce some more Bitcoin. Let's change something. Let's steal from the Satoshi wallet. Let's do this, that, and the other. All these. Again, Bitcoin is the security truth machine, okay? It's not changing. If you changed it, it would no longer be the security truth machine, okay? But so everything stays as it is. You can't get more Bitcoin. You can't go to outer space to get it. You can't blow up a mountain. You can't dig into the core. You're not going to find it. Everything else, oil, gold, you can find more of. If the price goes up, you're going to find more of it, okay? But that is the uniqueness of Bitcoin. And I think you could explain that to a friend. And I think you could show that video to Andreas Antonopoulos. He specifically says, let me quote him here, Bitcoin is a unique economic beast. Pound that like button. Oh yeah, he said that. Bitcoin is a unique economic beast. You watch the video, 17-minute mark, it's linked to below. He uses the term economic unique beast also. Be a freaking unique beast. Be Bitcoin. All right, so I'm glad, I don't know where he could have heard unique beast before. He came up with it. I don't know where he came up with it. Anyway. All right, so yeah, it is truly limited supply Bitcoin. Truly, these natural resources. Oh, you can find more. You if the price is right, you start blowing up things. Now we move on to a positive tweet. First of all, pound that like button, people, because you got to be happy to be a unique beast today, baby. Here's a happy tweet from St. Henk. When I got into Bitcoin, the only thing I was sure of was that I was late to the game. Ouch. It was hundreds of dollars for one Bitcoin. So expensive. Clearly the ship had sailed. It always feels that way at first. We're still early and it's still cheap. So there you go. All you newbies, you are sure that you're late to the game, right? You're not late to the game. Look at that tweet. Everyone always thinks they're late to the game when they get into Bitcoin. Okay? One day you'll be late to the game. You know, once all these big financial institutions are heavily invested in it, and hey, we're not there yet. We are still early. So every day people are getting into it and they're like, oh, I'm late to the game. I'm late. They're feeling bad. You're early, dude. That's welcome to being a newbie. You always think you're late to the game. You're not. Hey, I mean, I remember in 2013, I thought to myself, oh man, I could have gotten into. I'm new. you laugh now. When you hear that I got in 2013, you think I'm an old gray-haired, long beard rabbi, been through this, and I am. I have been through a lot, and I am an OG. But there was a time when I was like, oh, I'm such a newbie. There's so many more people in this than me. Little did I know. That's what being a rookie is about. You learn over time. Pound that like button, people. It's still early. So much to look forward to. And if you're holding that Bitcoin, have that strong hand. Be really happy that you are one of those unique beasts that's got the long-term thinking and is not impulsive and can hang on to this stuff. All right. Now, mixers. Oh, you guys are always asking me about mixers. Aaron Von Weerdum has a good article in Bitcoin Magazine about the mixers. And we can identify funds going into mixers. Curtis said, a common misconception is that we can trace the path of funds through a service. In other words, mixing works. Okay, so let's get down to the business here. They can tell these these tracking services, okay, they keep track of everyone. I don't even want to name their names. They're referenced in Bitcoin Magazine. They can tell if you send to a mixer, but they can't tell, what's when it's coming out of the mixer. They don't know who it's going to. Okay, so if you are a bad dude, okay, you stole the Bitcoin, you send it to the mixer. Well, you're getting away with it at that point. If people didn't really know who you were beforehand, they're not going to be able to track the Bitcoin anymore. The stolen Bitcoin is going to be cleansed. Okay, you're getting away with it. But it is an interesting article. Check that out. Don't FOMO on altcoins. I don't know is anyone FOMO on altcoins here at this point. Bitcoin is going back to 70% dominance almost. And again, all the fiat price is going down, but in terms, hey, Bitcoin's still beating them. In terms of Bitcoin, they are losing value. So all of you know not to FOMO on altcoins, but it might become a bigger and bigger story. If the reason for this fiat downturn is just people throwing in the towel on their altcoins, changing it to Bitcoin, and then selling their Bitcoin. But some people not selling their Bitcoin at that point. Hey, we shall see. Time will tell. For me, it doesn't matter because I'm just holding my Bitcoin. I wasn't in altcoins. I didn't diversify for the sake of diversification. Didn't have it crypto. What's your crypto portfolio, Adam? It's Bitcoin. Pound that like button. So because my crypto portfolio is Bitcoin, I don't have to worry about what all these nonsense altcoin people are worrying about now. Bitcoin dominance getting up there. All right, yeah, dudes, if you have questions, do the super chat. I'll answer them. Okay. Dude, Baj says that a crypto dividend is coming up soon. I'm not going to name its name because it's been around the corner for a while. I don't watch the guy's videos. So Baj says it's coming out in 4 weeks. I mean, yes, of course. I have no idea if that's true, though. And again, even if the guy says it's true on the video, the guy who's coming out with the dividend, you don't know if it's true because he's been saying for a year it's been coming out. Anyway, it's just like the Serenium one, and I've done videos on this, Baj. And yes, I experimented with the Serenium process. I claimed my Serenium, which is like worth diddly, but it's the same way you're going to claim that other one. And yeah, I'll do it. I'll talk about it if I find out more about it. But again, I don't watch that guy's channel at all. And so maybe, Baz, maybe you could send me a DM, or someone can send me a DM if it's really happening in 4 weeks. And yeah, I'll claim it. I'll definitely claim it, and I'll turn it into Bitcoin immediately, because that's what you get. That's what crypto dividends are all about, man. People out there, and you might not agree with the people, and I definitely don't agree with the guy who's coming up with this crypto dividend. And he wants you to buy it and stuff, which is obviously you don't buy something that you get for free. And there's all sorts of gimmicks around it. Okay, great, gimmick. People will pump it because they like your ego and everything. Great. People can like this guy's ego. He's changed his whole tune many, many times. And that's his business. If suckers are going to buy it and pump up its price, I am going to dump what I get for free, and they're going to make me more wealthy. And because I value my wealth in Bitcoin, I'm going to turn it into Bitcoin. And that's, again, when you hold the bit, you got to keep it. It's strictly business, nothing personal, dudes. In terms of the crypto dividends, they're giving you stuff for free. You turn it into Bitcoin. They might not be the nicest dudes in the world. They might change their mind on, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. Now I like Ethereum. Whatever. Nothing personal. It's all strictly business. Pound that freaking like button. Turn those crypto dividends into Bitcoin. Because again, if you control your Bitcoin, you get interest on your Bitcoin. It's a little known thing. But anyway, you know that when you're here on my channel, because I give you the insider information. I bring you the best guests in the space, including Ansel Lindner tomorrow on This Week in Bitcoin. But yeah, dudes, do the super chat. I'll answer your questions. All right, moving on. And speaking of altcoin, speaking of Ethereum, because again, the guy who's making that crypto dividend is like a big, I don't know what, he likes Ethereum now, he hated it once, who knows. But the entire ICO, this is a tweet from Stop and Decrypt, the entire ICO bubble has pumped. Ethereum's price in Bitcoin has never been lower except for the first 7 months after its launch and a brief period of 4 months right before ICO mania. Okay, in 2017. So here's the deal. Doesn't bother me. Ethereum is not my thing. I know there's a lot of hate toward Ethereum. If you are someone who really believes in Ethereum, and again, if you think they're going to be really doing legitimate things, build all sorts of awesome, cool things with Ethereum. If you really believe that, if you're you're going to Ethereum conferences, you're developing, because apparently there are a lot of guys developing on Ethereum. If you really believe in it, then I guess this would be the time to get it, right? Because it's it's cheap. Again, I'm not saying to do that, but hey, I'm putting a positive frame on it for you Ethereum freaks out there. Again, this is the Bitcoin Meister channel, only buy Bitcoin. But if you, hey, this is how you shout back. If you're an Ethereum dude and you can say, you know what, I understand the ICO thing was a bunch of nonsense, but we're going to come up with the productive things. And if the ICO nonsense could have pumped Ethereum that high, well, who knows what all the real developments are going to do to Ethereum. Now, again, there's plenty of people that are saying that Ethereum is this is the beginning of the end. Again, I'm just watching. I'm watching the show. To tell you the truth, I don't believe it is the beginning of the end for Ethereum whatsoever. I do think it is sustainable, and I don't think it's Bitcoin at all. It's not trying to be Bitcoin, and because it's not trying to be Bitcoin, I don't give it. Let it do. Compete, don't complain. Okay, so I'm not complaining about it. I'm letting them do what they're doing over there, and I would not be surprised in terms of Bitcoin if it does go up in value. What is it right now? 0.017 or something like that? I don't know what it is. Now, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's like a BSV type thing. That's just that'll go down until it's nothing. I don't see that with Ethereum. But who gives a darn what I think anyway? Because I'm just the Bitcoin guy. I'm telling you to get Bitcoin. Do not diversify for the sake of diversification. But there are Ethereum freaks out there, so maybe that'll make you feel better. Altcoiners love when I mention their altcoin on my show. Watch this. I'll just say the words Decred, and all these people will be like, yeah, yeah. I mean, because I've said the words Decred, and I have a shirt that actually says it on it, people still ask, are you still into Decred, Adam? What are you talking about? Do you pay attention to the other, 99.999% of the shows that I have? What I say? I mean, no, most people don't pay attention anyway that are watching this. They don't. Not most, but there's a you guys are good viewers. You are elite. Hello, my elite friends. But I know that some of you aren't elite at all, and you're just picking your noses, and I don't know what the heck you're doing. Some people just want to see me. Your video quality is horrible. Yeah, who gives a darn? It's the content, you freak. That's right. That's why you can listen to the podcast at sportsmeister.com. Moving on. Anyway, but that's 80% of stuff. I've wasted too much time on that right now. Now, let's talk about more altcoins out there. More altcoins. What do we got here? Ego coin. Yeah, you're right. That again, the guy's producing an ego coin that's a crypto dividend, and he's giving it to me for free. Great. I'll turn it into Bitcoin. So Libra. You know what's freaky about Libra? It isn't out, but there are numerous Twitter accounts. Now, one of them is the Libra dev account. That's the Bitcoin. That's the blue checkmark one. So that's officially Libra. Endorsed Twitter account, but there's Libra cryptocurrency startup lists Facebook's Libra coin is the future of digital money. Libra Ratings aims to educate the world about digital currency through insightful articles and reviews. And then there's an accelerator for the Libra ecosystem, which is Libra Camp, which is actually based in Tel Aviv, which is put on by this dude that I know at the Bitcoin Embassy. I didn't know he was involved on the Libra side of things. I'm going to ask him about it on Sunday. My point is this. This thing doesn't even exist yet. And it's got all these people creating, and now again, the Twitter accounts aren't too popular yet, but there are people excited about it and they want to develop for it. I mean, again, I guess there's some people that think, this is going to be a big corporate coin. If I can build something on it, I can make a lot of money because it's got, it's associated with Facebook. It's going to be distributed to a bunch of people. Okay, that's fine. You develop on it. For me, I only see Libra as a positive. I've said this many, many times. Let it be robust. Let people build upon it, because what the end user is going to find out when they get their Libra coins, it is going to be a key into the Bitcoin room, okay? It's going to get them into that Bitcoin realm, and they're going to find out that Bitcoin is the real thing. They're going to go to and watch some of Andreas's videos and the 5 pillars of Bitcoin, and they're going to see that Facebook, no 5 pillars of Bitcoin right there. They can just turn you off. But then there'll be many, many, many millions of people totally satisfied with the Libra. And hey, yeah, personal responsibility is a new counterculture. They can do that if they want to do it. But it is weird to me, and it's something that I wanted to point out, that there are these Twitter accounts of people getting excited about Libra, which might not even happen, and trying to build things on it. Yet we have hundreds of other altcoins where people do nothing with. They just speculate completely on it. So there you go. Good luck to Libra. It will help Bitcoin. It will help Bitcoin. You shall see, people. All right. So yeah, you're going to hear some FUD. A corporation should not be more powerful than shouldn't be able to print its own money, shouldn't be more powerful than a nation. Okay, Maxine Waters, go back to LA, whatever. Great. No, nothing wrong with a corporation being more powerful than entities that employ people like Maxine Waters. Pound that like button. So, what is this here? Biggest supply shock in the history of financial markets. Yeah, Chris Gilliard said that once. That is the Bitcoin halving. I mean, we're getting closer. May 2020. It's already almost, it's going to be September 2019. Things go by. Kids are going back to school back in Baltimore. Some of my relatives have updated me on that situation. I don't even know about kids going back to school anymore. It doesn't look like they're going back in Israel yet. That might be next week. I don't know. But what do I know about kids going to school? I remember having to go back to high school and all that. It was always summertime. Pound that like button. All right, soft launch of Facebook.com/DisruptMeister. Yeah, I had to create a Facebook Bitcoin Meister page. Haven't done a thing with it yet, but you can like it if you want to. It's linked to below. All right, let's talk about those long-term capital gains taxes. Venshin has made videos about this before, or he mentions it in his videos, and I haven't really paid attention because Venshin is in a different stage in his life, definitely, than a lot of us that watch these videos. But Nerd Wallet, I linked to this below. I'm not giving people tax advice here, but this can explain why you don't want to sell your Bitcoin. People are like, well, why didn't you just sell your Bitcoin and buy it back for cheaper? And there are many tax benefits, okay? Long term, if you can get your income, including your Bitcoin profit, under $39,375 a year in America, you don't pay taxes, okay? Now, that is linked to below. There is a calculator there, all right? This is not a tax advice. I'm not an accountant or anything like that, but it makes sense. You keep your long-term capital gains. You keep your income, including those long-term capital gains, under $39,375. And you're not. There you go. It's you're not paying taxes on the capital gains. Okay, on the cap. So here, let's have an example. Let's do an example to clarify for you this. Venshin isn't working. He isn't making any money. All right. So next year, let's say 2020, he sells $39,374 in profit of Bitcoin. Okay, that's how much he profited off of his selling of Bitcoin. And there you go. That's his income. That's his total income. It's all in capital gains. He pays no taxes on it. That is it. That is it. So there you go. For all you people who are impulsive, he should have sold that. He should have sold that. No. For the rest of his life, he can do that every darn year. And he's not going to want to do it every darn year. But as long as he's living comfortably and he's healthy, he's going to... I wouldn't see why a guy wouldn't do that for 5 years, whatever. I mean, a guy like Vention can live on $39,374 a year. So there are, and then once you get over that, it's a 15% capital gains, and then even there's a certain level where 20% starts. Okay, so again, the calculator is below. There are many benefits in holding all. Now again, some people have done so well if they sold all their Bitcoin. They would not be able to do that. They couldn't do that every year because they would be dead, and they would still have a lot of Bitcoin. I mean, you could live 200 years, and you'd still have Bitcoin to sell. All right, but the point is that this is what you make. You just don't sell this stuff and incur taxes when you don't have to incur taxes. You can do this right and not have to pay taxes. All right, and Vention has definitely talked about that before on his show, and it's linked to below that calculator. And again, this is not tax advice. It is something to take into consideration for the freaks out there that think like, oh, better sell now, because again, if you sell now and you just bought it a few weeks ago, that's short-term capital gains, so that's horrible. And but you gotta know what you're doing. Gotta know what you're doing with this. This is not impulsive. This is a long-term thing. Again, value your wealth in Bitcoin, dudes. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. So again, there's for all the people who go, why don't you sell some now? Why don't you sell some now? There, look at some of the tax benefits of not selling some now, or selling a little in the future or something like that. It's a newfangled savings account, the best savings account forever. Okay. All right. There's something. Let me check something in the middle of this darn show that I should have checked. Okay, good. All right, moving on. Where's my list of things to talk about? We're getting to Portugal now. The Portugal news that broke. Pound that like button first of all. This is about countries competing, all right? Portugal, apparently, it says Portugal's tax authority says crypto trading and payments are tax-free. Whoa, that's big news. Okay, that's good news. Because Portugal is a lovely, modern nation. I spent quite some time in Lisbon in 2017. A beautiful city that really caters toward the tourists. I mean, I can remember running by restaurants there. Of course, I did not ever go to the restaurants. I haven't been to a restaurant like this decade, I don't think. But make your own food, save money. But when I was running by the restaurants in Lisbon, sometimes there'd be menus in the windows. There'd be 6 different languages. One in the really touristy part, there were 8 different languages. I think there were some Nordic languages ones. Obviously, Spanish, English, German, Russian. But yeah, anyway, Lisbon is a lovely place, and now apparently it's lovelier because you don't have to pay. Portugal's tax authority says crypto trading and payments are tax-free. All right, that is a good direction for a major country to go in, and this will make other countries think like, well, let's beat them. Let's be more tax friendly than them. Because again, lately we've been seeing some countries go in other directions, like we're going to tax the living heck out of it, and so and people ask me like, well, aren't all countries going to go in that direction? And when you hear about them going in a bad direction, you think, well, maybe the competition's in that direction. But again, countries can go in the other direction. Portugal's going in. So may the best country win. The best country will win. That's what my point is. The one that has the freest tax policy toward Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, that is going to get a lot of business. That is going to get a lot of wealth. People will try to protect their wealth. If they try to protect it with the long-term capital gains that Vention does, if they try to protect it by moving to Puerto Rico, like some people do, they definitely will do it by moving to other jurisdictions that are even easier than all the stuff that I mentioned. So good job, Portugal, in the tax competition. It seems like you are going in make it even better, dude. Make it even better. But yeah, Lisbon is nice. Lisbon's got like the best temperature during the winter in continental Europe, in a major city. I think it's even better than like cities in Greece. Don't quote. It was great weather when I was there. I was there. It was February, March, and April of 2017. All right, that's it. You can check the archives if you want to see the videos when I was there. All right, dudes. Let's see if there were any more questions. So check out, and that article is linked to below about the Portugal stuff. So let me make sure there were no other questions. Check out tomorrow's show. Ansel Lindner. It's a good one. He's going to talk about some gold stuff for you golden holders. And wait, Edgar, who pointed, I mean, I already knew about this article earlier, and I was going to talk about it, but Edgar asked me to talk about it after I was planning to. So he says, those restaurants are the ones you never go to. They are ripoffs for, yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Edgar. It's in the most touristy areas, right near the Parliament and stuff, the ones with the 8. But even on some of the back roads the streets there are amazing. You get lost. In order to properly live in Lisbon, you've got to get lost to understand. It's not a block system. It's totally twisty. But on some of those twisty roads, you go to restaurant. You run by restaurants, and there's only like 3 menus. There's an English one, a Spanish one, a Portuguese one. So maybe those ones are better. I have no idea. I didn't eat at any of them, obviously. There are Americans do not understand this about Lisbon. It is a huge tourist city. But Americans, there are not many Americans there. You've got boats coming in from Norway, all these different, you see huge people speaking all sorts of different Russians coming in, but not many Americans. Americans just love to go to Paris, London, the same old. Dude, Americans, if you're watching this, that's how you start to expand it slowly. I know Lisbon doesn't sound very exotic for many travelers out there. For Americans, it is. There's your tip of the day. Go check out Lisbon, and good job on your taxes there, you Portuguese unique beast. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, pound that like button. Vention says, yeah, the plan is that I should get 300K for the house. Then I'll be able to cash the 39K in Bitcoin and a bit from the house, bump it up to 50K or so. That should be plenty. All right, so Vention's got the plan. Check out tomorrow's videos. Check out techbalt.com, TECHBLT on Twitter, disruptmeister.com, all my old videos. Yeah, that's the end. Pound that like button. See ya.